Mesechus Soita, Daf Lamed Daled. The one on the bottom, Daf Lamed Gimel base says that the base says, "V'shloishim ekoymis nosu ekoyinim esaoroin." When they went over the Yarden and when they went around Yericho and kushachziru them ekoyimon, there's a tremendous machlokes rishonim the gabed halachis of Nesias Sa'orin. The Rambam says in Sefer Mitzvahs that the mitzvah of Nesias Sa'orin is a mitzvah on the Koyanim, and he says although in the Psukim is involved the mitzvah is for the Leviim, that was only in the Midbar since there were very few Koyanim, so therefore the mitzvah was for the Leviim. However, the Deiris that they are more Koyanim, the Tada Dina, that the mitzvah of Nesias Sa'orin is on the Koyanim. The Ramban and Sefer Mitzvahs argues Barichas on this Rambam, and he says that Chalila Loimar, that was Nishtana Shum Mitzvah in the Torah, that the mitzvah was given to Leviim and taken away to Leviim, now given to the Koyanim. However, Korchach, the Ikka Mitzvah, is on the Leviim, except for the three times that's mentioned in our Gemara, that were Yotzim in a cloud, that there was a mitzvah for the Koyanim to be Neisar. I the Beskov and Sefer and Mechtovim, there's a Arichas to explain the Machlokes Rambam and Ramban, and the Beskov explains that everyone agrees that specifically is a mitzvah of Nesias Sa'orin L'Doiris, even though the Nesiyah, the carrying of the other Klei HaMishkan, is not a mitzvah l'doiris, and the Beskov explains because it's two independent halachas in the mitzvah of Nesias Sa'orin. There's one mitzvah of Nesias Sa'orin that's included in the Nesiyah of the other Klei HaMishkan, and that mitzvah is in Parshas Bamidbar, that Orin is included in the Klei HaMishkan, and that mitzvah was only until Klal Yisrael came to the Mikdash of Beis Elamim, and at the time they came to Beis Elamim, it wasn't only not Negeya, this mitzvah, but it was Poka, the mitzvah of Nesias Klei Mikdash entirely. However, besides for the Avodas Maaseh that was Huzka and Parshas Bamidbar, there's a second mitzvah that was specific for Nesias Sa'orin, that was in Parshas Ekev, and that wasn't B'chlal Avodas Maaseh, that was Chelik of the Avodas Haleviim. Rather, it was an independent mitzvah on the Shevet of the Leviim, and the Rambam understands that that mitzvah was beside to Koyanim, and on that the Ramban asks, how could it be that it was changed, the mitzvah that was originally given to Leviim and changed from Leviim to Koyanim? So the Beskov says the answer to the Rambam is that the mitzvah never changed b'chlal. But there's two independent mitzvahs. There's a mitzvah of Avodas Maaseh that's b'chlal Shar Nesias Klei HaMishkan, and there's independent mitzvah in Parshas Ekev that's miyuchid to the Nesiyah of the Oren, and the Nesiyah of the Oren was always specifically to Koyanim. So Melitz Mishav hated the Rambam that mitzad the parish of Parsh Bamidbar was included in Avodas Maaseh of Leviim. That's why Leviim carried the Klei HaMishkan. However, after it was poka the mitzvah of Nesias HaLeviim, because the Oren came to Beis Elamim, so Hadadina that the whole Nesiyah was Nesiyah mitzad Shevat HaLeviim, that was miyuchid specifically to Koyanim v'ayin shamoy. Moving from on, the Gemara says, Kivan shenitbelu ragli Koyanim b'mayim, by the Yarden, the Chozro Hamayim Achureihem. Ein Sefer Chazon Yecheskel. It says, you see from the Gemara over here, tremendous Yesoid, that was Cholok b'Yesoidoi, the Kriyas Yamsuf and Kriyas HaYarden. By Kriyas Yamsuf, it's Mavur that was specifically through the fact Nachshon ben Nadav went into the Yamsuf and he davened. However, by the Kriya of the Yarden, it didn't need that level of Mesiras Nefesh and Tefillah, and he explains as Mavur over here, the Goydel of the Koyach of Torah and Ein Orach Chaim HaKodesh is also Meirich in this Yisoid, and the Chazon Yecheskel explains that since Klal Yisrael accepted the Torah at Har Sinai and afterwards went into the Yarden, so therefore, as soon as Klal Yisrael went into the Yarden split. There was a stronger Koyach in a way than we find by Kriyas Yamsuf, and the beer is because Klal Yisrael came after Matan Torah, and they came to the Yarden, and since they had the Koyach HaTorah, so as soon as the Raglei Kohanim went into the Yarden split, and you see from here the Godel HaKoyach HaTorah va'ayin sham. Moving further on, the Gemara says the Yeshua v'Kalev didn't take any of the Priya Oretz, and the Gemara explains either because they were chashiv or because they weren't ba'isa eitza of the Meraglim. The Chassam Sofer asked, that's very hard to understand. Why is it that Yeshua and Kalev didn't take from the Priya Oretz? Moshe Rabbeinu told them to take from the Priya Oretz. Why didn't they take from the Priya Oretz? The Chassam Sofer says a tremendous chiddush. To answer this kasha, he proves that although Eretz Yisrael was muchsekes, the Klal Yisrael me'aviseinu, nevertheless they didn't have a complete din bailim on Eretz Yisrael before they went into Eretz Yisrael. So therefore, Yeshua and Kalev felt that they could take from Priya Oretz is only because it's included in the tchila of the kibush Oretz. They're going in to conquer the land of Eretz Yisrael, and the tchila of the kibush is to take from the Priya Oretz. But since Yeshua and Kalev saw and understood the Atzas and Meraglim, and they're going to be Moitzi Dibur on Eretz Yisrael, so therefore they understood that Klal Yisrael is not going to be Zeicha to go into Eretz Yisrael right away, so therefore it doesn't have a din of Tchilas HaKibush B'chlal. So although Moshe was mitzvah them to take Machmas Tchilas HaKibush, they realized that it won't be Tchilas HaKibush right now, so therefore they held it's Gezel for them to take from the Priya Oretz. And the Ursubal Yashiv that asked that Tzorchian on this Pshat from some Sefer, because the Gemara over here says different reason why they didn't take the Priya Oretz, either because they were Choshuv or because they weren't V'oisei Eitza. He says according to the second teretz that they weren't V'oisei Eitza, it could stem with the Chassam Sofer, and that's why they didn't take from Priya Oretz va'ayin sham. Moving further on, the Gemara says that Yitzchak said Messias Me'aviseinu, the Meraglim al Shem Aseyim, Sisor, B'mechol, Sisor, Shesosa Maisiv Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Eine Karen Eira, there's a very yesodistic pshat in this Gemara. He says that according to this Gemara, it's Miyushiv, that Be'emes, it's Mvur, and the Gemara in Brachas Daf Chavtes, that Tavel, they have a Bisha, someone that's a Tzaddik, he won't become a Rasha. So what's the understanding? That the Meraglim were originally Tzaddikim, and they came and they did such an Aveiro. So the Karen Eira explains, that's Mvur over here, tremendous Yesod, that Be'emes, there's two different types of tzaddikim. There's tzaddikim that are tzaddikim mikaroi, that means machmas shmoisom and tivum. They are tzaddikim, and then you have tzaddikim that be yisoidem machmas the ikar shemois and the mitzias of their bria, their noite farah, and that they are tzaddikim is because they force themselves. And the koifif the Yitzhahar for toif. And the Karen Eir learns that that's the understanding. And the Gemara over here, the Gemara says that the kulam al shmoisom, that means that biyasoidam, the shemois of the meraglim, were that they had an atiyah, and that they were tzaddikim is they forced themselves to do toiv, and such a tzaddik that biyasoidai has an atiyah. Machmas ikke tivo yushmoisov, and the shame represents the teva of the person. He has a higher level of sakana when it comes to the Nisayan, and that's the understanding that these Meraglim fell on the Nisayan of the Meraglim. And the Kernoi Firzois, what's the understanding that Moshe Rabbeinu daven specifically of Yeshua? He says it's Mavur that the Neshamas of the Shiftei Kor came with the Meraglim when they went into Eretz Yisrael. However, Yeshua didn't have one of the Shvatim coming with him because Yosef went with Sheva Menashe. So therefore Moshe Rabbeinu daven specifically for Yeshua, and he explains the reason why Yeshua and Kalev were saved, since the schus of Mashiach will come out, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben Yosef from Yehuda and Yosef. So therefore they had the schus and the ezer not to be nichshal in the chet of the Meraglim v'ayin sham.